understand fans maybe looking at Patrick Surtain and wondering, okay, what exactly am I looking at here when it comes to value, right? Like we're used to, as a football fan, I can look at a quarterback's touchdown passes. I can look at a running back's yards. I can look at a receiver and yards per catch, all that kind of stuff. But with a corner, it's so much more nuanced, right? And so for, I think, most football fans who are used to just equating value with numbers.
Fantasy football.
It's tough with a guy like a corner like Surtain. So, like, I fall probably into the same kind of trap. You know, it'd be easy to say, well, Patrick Surtain only had 1 interception last year. What's the deal? How much of an impact is he really making, right? And then I talk to football guys, and they say, no, you got to understand. When you got a guy like Patrick Surtain who can basically lock down one half of the field, you do not understand what this means for your overall defense. To which I then counter, yeah, but I watched the Bronco defense that had Patrick Surtain out there giving 70 points up to Miami. You know, so just what is his impact? How are we supposed to look and value a guy like PS2?
Look and value how quarterbacks avoid him. Look and value his tackling ability. We were talking about the A.J. Terrell contract a little bit earlier. 4-year extension, $81 million, $65.8 fully guaranteed. These are the numbers that Pat Surtain is going to best, by the way, because now Terrell is the second highest paid corner in the league. And so Surtain, you're looking at $85 million, $75 million fully guaranteed, dare I say $100 million. Like, he's worthy of that because what he does when the ball comes to him in terms of run defense as a tackler, but also how quarterbacks avoid him. Quarters coverage, I don't want to get too in the weeds with this, but like Vic Fangio has changed the league because everyone's trying to do what Vic did. Cloud coverage, cover 4, and just kind of let everything go underneath. Well, you got to have a corner.
Intelligent observation.
Well, I thank you there. You've got to have a corner that can rally. You got to have a corner that can get to the ball. Pat Surtain can do that. Even if you're avoiding him, he can find a way to make a play.
Let me ask you this question. We're going to play a little game. Stink loves games. As everyone knows, Stink loves games.
Oh,
and we'll do this game with him in the 9 o'clock hour when he rejoins us. But I'm going to play a little game with you. Let's say just like this thing clicks over the next few years. And it is clear that the Broncos are building their next great team, right? And I'm not going to include the quarterback in this, but they find themselves in a position where they have developed a stud corner, a stud edge rusher, a stud linebacker, a stud tight end, a stud tackle, and a stud receiver. And now you got to pay them. How would you prioritize? How would you rank the positions that you would pay when you have a stud at that position?
You rank it the way that you work out. You start with your core, right? Mm-hmm. It's got to be the core. It's got to be the line, the defensive line, the linebacker position, and yes, even the safety position, although safeties aren't paid as much as they used to be. It changed rapidly. But for me, it's always about securing the play in the trenches. So that means, and also edge rusher. So your priority positions are quarterback, number 1, obviously. Then second, I believe, is the guy that protects him, your left tackle, which is a question for the Broncos going forward. And then I say edge rusher after that. It's all impacting the quarterback of the passing game.
We're in lockstep so far. Keep going.
So the one behind that then, because it is rush and cover, again, that's not Spies Like Us sequel, rush and cover, your cornerback is your next premium position.
Interesting. So you would go cornerback over linebacker?
Yes.
Would you go cornerback over?
Not corner over edge. Edge is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where does the role of the stud tight end play? Because I would argue I would go, assuming quarterback's always number 1, I would go tackle. Actually, I would disagree with you because I think now it used to just be it was automatic that the rush was going to come from the quarterback's
now it comes from
left
everywhere.
side. Now it comes from everywhere. Yeah. So yeah, you got to have a really good right tackle too these days. So I guess I would say I would go quarterback, edge.
Don't say it's tight end. Tight end's not. We're not even in the conversation.
I would go linebacker before I'd go cornerback.
No, your guys. I mean, the
you're telling
special
me
guys.
So you're telling me if I got Micah Parsons and Patrick Surtain.
Parsons does everything. You can't use Parsons. He's the ultimate
Well,
chess
that's what I'm
piece.
saying. If I've got one of those,
But he's an edge.
But
he's an edge, he's a linebacker. He can do everything. So Parsons is a different story.
All right,
We got to talk about the Cody Bartons, Alex. Let's say Cody Barton plays out of his mind, better than ever. Are you paying him?
All right, who is
No.
all right. Who is the best inside linebacker in the NFL?
Of all time? Or
No,
currently?
just right now. Or maybe in the last couple of years. So just give me a recognizable name that football fans out there would understand, recognize as an inside linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Levante David.
Okay.
He was a guy that I wanted the Broncos to draft. I wanted them to draft Doug Martin and Levante David. They ended up getting Derek Wolfe and Brock Osweiler. So whatever. But Levante David, to me, still can play at a high level.
Hey, we don't win a Super Bowl without those two guys.
I know.
All right?
I know.
Remember, ball security is job security.
It is. Thank you, Brock. But to me, you're looking for that sort of player. But that sort of player also is kind of rare.
All right, so then if the linebacker is basically the edge. Okay, so then we're going quarterback. Then I would go edge 2, cornerback 3,
tackle 4.
See, I go tight end 4.
No.
Come on.
You know where you get your tight end? Mr. Draft is a crapshoot, which still draws my ire. Like, I really like you. Those are fighting words.
It's like
it's a crapshoot.
It's like accusing Stink of having a landscaping company. Although now that he's going to be living in New York, he actually does need a landscaping company.
He's going to look at all that concrete, and he's just going to be so mad.
He's
like,
going to be
where's
like,
the grass? You got to touch some grass.
He's going to like walk over to Central Park. Can I do anything?
Right.
Can I help you?
You
with
need
anything?
a little help here?
You need anything?
Right.
Can I trim some bushes for you? Something?
Something, please. But you get tight ends in the second and third, fourth rounds. The best tight ends in the game, almost all of them were like third-round picks. The best tight end ever, perhaps, Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Third round. George Kittle, fourth round.
Yeah, but I'm saying once you have identified and found that guy, and now it comes time to pay him, is it more important to pay him than
it's more
the
important.
shutdown corner?
No. Your corner's still got to be there. Because, again, your rush doesn't matter if your corners can't cover. That's the thing. It's almost like you should combine those two together, edge and corner. You should almost consider that kind of the same level. So if edge is number 2 for you and it's number 3 for me, then corner should be number 2 for you and number 3 for me. That's how they are so joined at the hip, basically.
You're not close.
Should they have taken Micah Parsons over Patrick Surtain?
I love that debate. That's better than the Justin Fields debate, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But again, Parsons is a freak because he does everything. So you want a guy that does everything? Should they have taken him? The answer is yes. But it's also Pat Surtain can go to the Hall of Fame. So the answer is no.
See, I have no problem paying Patrick Surtain at all. I look at it right now. The Broncos, never mind great players, they need more good players.
Yes.
And wherever you may come down on the importance of the corner and where it ranks in comparison to some of these other positions, the fact is they got a great one.
Yes.
And you know what? As you're trying to build the next great Broncos team, you need more good players, more great players. And if you have one already there, don't overthink it, folks.
Right.
Pay the man.